With ConductorOne, we offer extensive integrations which allow you to connect your apps in a way that best suits your needs. We offer the most native direct connectors, including non-SCIM apps, and those integrated through your IDP without the need to rely on SCIM or IDP alone. Our platform provides detailed access to groups, roles, resources, and accounts from each app, which is crucial for access reviews and requests. As an organization, you need to know who has access to what, each user's level of access, and if the access is appropriate and needed. Access review campaigns are a chance to systematically review and update user access. Access review campaigns help security and IT teams to securely control and monitor what software users can access, all while making sure employees can also successfully complete their work. So setting up the campaign, only users with campaign administrator or super administrator user roles in ConductorOne could create and manage campaigns. So in the navigation panel, you go to Open, Govern, and click Campaigns. And a list of all campaigns created by your organization are shown. Once your new campaign is created, it will be added to this list. So top right, we go and click Create. We're going to fill out this form providing the following information. Name, the campaign's name, which is what will be displayed to reviewers and shown in the campaign list view. The description of what this campaign entails. The campaign's owner, who will manage creating the campaign and the access review task within the campaign. The scheduled end date for the campaign. And the campaign's default review policy. And you'll be able to review and change the policy to be used for the review of individual resources later in the campaign creation process if needed. Go ahead and click Continue. As we go to step 2, we're choosing what to review. So next, we're going to build a list of resources that your campaign will review. Here's some tips that we recommend. We've seen this with some of our customers. Is you have the ability to use quick filters at the top of the page to zero in on accounts or roles or groups, or select from the list of all resources, and you can filter the list by an app or resource type, even risk level. Use the checkboxes at the right of the screen to select the resources you want to review in the campaign. And the count of the selected entitlement updates as you add or remove resources. The entitlements column shows the individual permissions on each resource. And then when you've selected the resources you want to review, you go ahead and you can click Add whatever number that might be to campaign. Step 3 is fine-tuning and validating your campaign. So on the Configurations tab, you can review and make any edits needed to the campaign's details. Things like if you'd like to use a Slack channel for communication about this campaign, you can click Add to Slack channel, and that will create a Slack channel dedicated to that campaign. On the Scope tab, you can make further adjustments to the scope of the campaign by setting campaign parameters. You can review resource selections. You can adjust entitlements and their policies, or you can reset the policies back to their defaults. As a note, entitlements inherit their policies in order of precedence from 1, the entitlements configuration, 2, the application's configuration, and then 3, the campaign's configuration. So if a policy is set on the entitlement or the application, those selections will overrule the policy you set for the campaign. But any changes you make on the Edit Scope screen overrule all inherited configuration. You can click Validated Scope to see a preview of the access reviews that will be included in this campaign. Step 4 is preparing the campaign. So when you're ready, click Prepare Campaign. This is going to generate the individual access review task, but it doesn't launch the campaign just yet. Once you review those draft campaign details, you can make any additional changes if you need to in the Configuration tab. Then you can move on to Step 5, which is starting the campaign. So go ahead and click Start Campaign. Select whether ConductorOne should send out campaign notifications to the users who are assigned to these access reviews in the campaign. And now your access review campaign is underway. Now that your campaign is underway, we're going to take a look at how to complete access reviews. So those managers or whoever might have been assigned to do the review, we can see that the review tasks are going to be assigned to that person. In this case, it's going to be assigned to me. When you have the expertise that is needed to review access to applications and specific resources as part of these user access review campaigns. So step 1 is you're going to receive a notification and go to that task. So ConductorOne sends you notifications by email and Slack if that's enabled whenever a task is assigned to you. Step 2 is you can select how to view your reviewer. So there are 3 options for how you will review and complete your review task, and you can switch between them at any time. First is by application. We can review each resource for an application in a separate review list. Second is by user, so review each user's access in a guided format. And 3 is unstructured, so all your assigned reviews together in one complete list. Step 3 is reviewing the access and providing your decision. So each line of the table is a task assigned to you, and for each task, complete these steps. 1 is reviewing the access, so you look at the count and the resource. Is this access needed for the user's work and appropriate to the user's role in the company? 2, if you want to go in and find more information, you could click the task number to open the details view, where you'll find additional information to help make your decision. You can click the arrow next to the account name to open up the account attributes panel. Here you'll see all attributes associated with the application account. The context and analysis section gives details on how many other users of the organization have this access, the risk level of the access, and other details. The comment section shows any notes other members of your organization have made about this task. And task details section shows the task workflow highlighting the role you play and the policy being applied to this task. You can also find the controls to reassign the task if that's allowed. Next, you're going to provide that decision. So if the access looks correct, click Certify. This means that you're certifying the correctness of the access and giving your approval for this access to continue. If the access doesn't look correct, click Remove. And this means you believe the access isn't needed or isn't appropriate and you're recommending its removal. So will the access be removed immediately? The answer is maybe, and depending on the revocation policy governing the resource, the revocation might require some review and approval before the access is removed from the account. The last step is just repeating this process to review and take action on each review task assigned to you. Click Complete a Task to see everything you finished so far to get a holistic view. Some cases, when an employee has moved to a new position in the company or when a colleague is out of the office on extended vacation or leave, task can't be completed by its assigned reviewer and it should be reassigned. So in the task list, you can click Reassign. Alternatively, from a task details view, you click Reassign in the Assigned To area. And then you select the new assignee and provide a reason for the reassignment. That newly assigned reviewer will now receive an email and Slack notification if they have that set up. Whenever you need access to a certain application or access to a permission like a group, a repo, or role within an app, you can make that request through ConductorOne. Whenever you need access to a certain application or access to a permission like a group, a repo, or a role within an app, which is called resources instead of ConductorOne, you can make this request through ConductorOne through a few simple steps. To request new access using ConductorOne, on the nav panel on the left side of the screen, click Request Access. And there you're going to select an application from the Which App dropdown, which shows all the apps that are available for you to request. Some people will know, why don't I see all the apps that my company uses? And for simplicity and security, a list of apps you can request is limited. If you're in the accounting department, you probably don't need access to the tools that the product design team uses, or vice versa. The ConductorOne admins at your company created groups of apps called catalogs instead of ConductorOne that are visible to everyone. Others are just for certain departments or job types. And these catalogs you have access to determine which apps you can see and ask for. So then you're going to select the specific access you need based on the type of access available to you and what you already have. And you might be asked if you need basic app access, which is choose this option if you're just looking for a new account on an app you're using for the first time, or a specific role, group, or resource. And you're choosing this option if you have an account on the app but need access to something more specialized. Next, you set how long you need the access for. Some sensitive or expensive resources can only be requested for a limited time. Tell the reviewer why you're requesting this access, and this helps them make their decision as they review. If the emergency access toggle is present, the access you're requesting is available for emergency access request. If you're requesting this access to address an emergency, maybe as defined by your company's critical incident or emergency procedures, enable the emergency access toggle. Emergency access requests bypass the normal review procedure and use a special expedited process to grant requests to critical access in emergency situations. Go ahead and click Submit Request. And that's simply it. That request is created and added to your open request list. You can view the status of the request there and see who the assigned reviewers are. You can also leave a comment on your request if needed. ConductorOne will send you an email when that request is approved or rejected, and another when the new access is granted. So creating the access request, go to the ConductorOne Slack app and click the Home tab. click Request Access, and select an application from the Which App Do You Need dropdown, which shows all the apps that are available for your request. Select the specific entitlement you need. If you're looking for a new account on an app you're using for the first time, choose Access. If asked, specify how long you need the access for. Some sensitive or expensive resources have limited duration requirements, and others can be requested indefinitely. Tell the reviewer why you're requesting this access, and then click Submit. That's it. You immediately get a new access request notification on the Message tab of the Slack app. This is also where you'll be notified when your new access is granted. If you want to see the access request task with all its details, click the blue grant with your name, the requested access link, and the notification to go to the request details page in the ConductorOne web app. This has been an overview of ConductorOne Access Reviews, how to create those campaigns and do review of those users or applications, and also how you can request access to apps and permissions through ConductorOne or through Slack integrated with ConductorOne.